Hi, my name is Michael Kaeshammer. You're watching the 24 Hours podcast.
T-minus 4, 3, 2, 1.
Following is a 24 Hours podcast.
Now the moon was hanging low, filling up the starless night. When she left me standing there, she crossed on over to the other side.
Brand new CD, Michael Kaeshammer, Days Like These. Pleasure to meet you.
Same.
How are
thanks.
you?
I'm very good. You?
Good, thanks.
Yeah.
You're singing more.
Yeah, on this record.
Where did that come from?
Writing lyrics. I had to sing them somehow. If not me, someone else I had to hire for the album. The last couple of years, I started writing a lot more lyrics and just writing stuff out about myself in poems at the beginning, maybe something in like a, just to get stuff off your mind, and that turned into songs. And then when I wanted to record the album, it turned into, well, those songs say more about myself than the instrumental songs did, and it just became more of a vocal piano album than just a piano album.
Was music encouraged in the home when you were growing up?
Yeah, music was, as far back as I can remember, there was jazz playing, early jazz stuff, like Louis Armstrong, Count Basie, Ellington, that kind of stuff. And it's what I know from my childhood. And when I play that stuff now, or when I listen back to those records now, it just carries me back to that time, and it's beautiful.
You were born in Germany. Was English something that you learned a little bit later in life, or did you learn English right from infancy?
I used to cover these songs from records, and I used to sing along, and I had no clue what I was saying. I was like singing in English, I probably mispronouncing every word, and I had no clue what I was saying. And then the last couple of years when I was in Germany, I had some, high school English where it's more like tourist English. Where's the bathroom? That kind of stuff. And when I came here, I remember I went through a drive-through the first day we came, and I had no clue what the lady was saying on the intercom. So I kind of had to learn it by scratch when I came.
So is it hard to interpret jazzy type songs in a language that, because I understand English is not an easy language to learn, is it?
Well, I found it pretty easy,
You did?
actually. I think because I was always surrounded by music that had English lyrics, if you find that sound, it's easier to speak that way, I think. I think German would be a hard language to learn if you wouldn't have been around German all your life. So I think listening to that English music and English singing, it did a lot to my language, even though I didn't notice it did.
You were known for a pretty boogie-woogie style, and of course there's a lot more jazz and some references to New Orleans on this.
Yeah.
So Michael Kaeshammer, how did Hurricane Katrina affect you? Have you been down there to see any of the devastation?
I haven't been back since. I had an apartment there before it happened, and I was there a lot of the time. And then afterwards, I haven't been back since. I know people who've moved there and made something out of just creating the music industry again, because some of them, a lot of people left and won't come back, and some of them came back. And I know a lot of musicians that went and didn't live there before because they saw this opportunity to create a new jazz, society or whatever. And they told me that this summer it was going strong again in the quarter. So
You're touring the world,
yeah.
And you're basically hitting some pretty far and distant lands. How is the reaction around the world to your style of music?
I think it's always the same, but they're reacting a little differently, but I think they always mean the same thing. Sometimes it's just that I'm just putting myself out there. I'm just telling them who I am, and I'm playing all these things that I've learned over the last 20-odd years, and it's just music that I love. And I think if you're honest about that, if you tell the audience about this is what I love, you like it or you don't, then they like it.
A really solid record. Days Like These, the new album
Thanks.
from Michael Kaeshammer, and you're playing Vancouver on December 13th.
13th.
What can fans expect from the show?
It's a great show. It's very upbeat. It's very it's a double bill with Sophie Millman. There's a lot of great music in the house that night, and I don't know about Sophie's show, but I always put a lot of value in connecting with an audience. So if someone comes there and gets carried away for a couple hours with good music, that's what it's going to be.
Okay, we look forward to it. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
All right.
24hours.ca